Okay, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
It is a good afternoon. It is a good afternoon because something very good is happening today for Brooklyn and for all of New York City. And I just want to start by saying we have been through a lot these last 2 years. We've been through a whole lot. But I got to tell you, as my time as your mayor comes to an end, I am just so proud of all of you. I'm so proud of the people of this city because you have had everything thrown at you, but you have shown strength. You've shown compassion for each other. You've been there for each other. You've shown that incredible spirit that New York City brings. And tough as it's been, this city has kept fighting back every step along the way. So I want everyone to look around at the good people around you, all of whom have been part of one of the most challenging moments in the entire history of the city, and you have shown such strength. Look around and give your neighbor a round of applause. And to the young people of Park Slope, of Brooklyn, we are doing this for you. We love you. We want to make something special, even more special for you. Let's give the youth, our future, let's give them a round of applause. So this is very, very symbolic, to say the least, that we are standing in front of a site where the American Revolutionary Forces literally had their backs to the wall, and where the fate of the American Revolution hung in the balance. You know, most of us aren't taught this history fully enough. This is literally one of the most important sites of the entire American Revolution. And at that moment, it looked like the British Army, in all its strength, the Imperial Army, was going to win the day. And a group of very noble soldiers held here at the Old Stone House and allowed most of the American forces to escape and go across the river to Manhattan and survive and live to fight another day. And that is one of the reasons why the American forces won the revolution, overthrew imperialism and monarchy, and created a democracy and the greatest nation in the world. So much of that happened right here in Brooklyn, right here. And this site has been lovingly cared for by Kim and so many other good people to give it the attention and respect it deserves. Let's thank them. Let's thank everyone who's been part of the Old Stone House. I also got to tell you, over the years, a lot of us have tried to support the Old Stone House and everything around it. The park used to be a little funky. The playground was not the most modern playground, but Brad worked on it. I worked on it when I was in city council. We got a beautiful playground. And also behind us, we've got field turf where it used to just be concrete. That was one of the last things I did as a council member. Marty, you remember that. And so this whole area has blossomed. So to me, it's also a homecoming. 20 years ago, I went into New York City Council representing this neighborhood. And it was my deepest honor to be part of this neighborhood with so many good people, and we did a lot together. And my kids went to middle school right there, MS 51. Right there. Who loves MS 51? Okay, quiz. If you go to MS 51 or you went to MS 51, raise your hand. Okay. What is the other name of the school? Who was William Alexander? You don't know. Okay, don't be so honest. Who was William Alexander? A general who did what? Who was William Alexander? Okay, this is why we're here. William Alexander was a general who led the troops who held this house against the British Army and held off the British Army so the American forces could escape and continue to fight for our freedom. Very important person in history, and we've got to celebrate people like that who hundreds of years ago helped make the life we have today possible. So this is another example why the old stone house matters so deeply. And in a moment, we are going to do something special to show this city's devotion to this site and what it will mean for the future, because we need to learn this history and it will inspire us. The American revolutionary forces went through hell, but they kept fighting, they held on. Just like the people of this city went through so much during COVID, but kept fighting, held on. This is who we are as New Yorkers. And I want to now turn to a great New Yorker who has put her heart and soul into this place. And when Kim first came along, it was a beautiful place, an important place, but this was a house that needed some work. And she organized people with her incredible energy and persistence and helped make it something greater and brought in thousands and thousands of people to experience it. And that has been a blessing for our community. So for all she has done, she has my eternal thanks. She has led the way in making the old stone house so great for all of us. Let us welcome Kim Mayer, everyone.
Thank you. So it's great to meet you all. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Kim Mayer. I'm the executive director here at the House, and this is my 18th year here in the park. So, and yes, it will show you what relentless nagging will get you. It's been my honor and pleasure to be part of this whole experience, starting with Councilmember de Blasio's first phase of renovations to the park, Commissioner Marr's eternal support to show me how things get done, and our incredible board here at the Old Stone House, who have really stuck with us and been so open-minded about really being open to the community and taking a look at what it really means to be a public history organization, to be connected to the public, and to think about what makes us relevant as an organization. Because yes, the Battle of Brookyln is a story of resilience, and it was a very critical moment in our history, but it's also a lesson we can all learn from for the future, because our choices and our actions are what move us forward as a city, as a community, and as a nation overall. So I hope that you all know that your voice is important and you can really make a difference. If you decide there's something that you would like to see happen in your community, you can make it work, because all of these people have helped us do that here. And I just want to thank Councilmember Carroll for funding our future. He's done some sustainability, Assemblymember Carroll, and some sustainability work that we're going to be doing, workforce training in the future. And Mike Graciopo from CB6 for being supportive. Joanna and Mark from the BID. Tim from the Civic Council, and our neighbors at MS51, Neil Singh, principal, and John McEnany, who's done so much to really create great culture and bring people to the park. And I just want to thank all the neighbors that are here today for being part of our park community and keeping an eye out for us. And, you know, we just can't do it without you. So thank you for this, and thank you all for being here.
Assemblymember Carroll, I did not see you behind the mask. Thank you for all you have done, and thank you for the partnership with our team throughout. And John McEnany, where are you? There you are. Taught my kids at MS51. I'm feeling young again. Thank you for everything. So Brad Lander has done an amazing job representing this district. I had the honor of representing it before him. And now he is off to do some great work for this city and be one of the consciences of this city as our next comptroller. But he has, whatever he does, and I give him a lot of credit for this, he puts his full energy into it. We just saw it with the amazing Gowanus rezoning, which is something great for this community and for the future and for affordable housing and keeping jobs in the community. So a lot of respect for the work he's done, and a warm congratulations for the next role he'll play as our comptroller. Welcome, Brad Lander.
Woo, thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, MS51 and Old Stone House and Brookyln. I'm feeling very emotional here today as well. Like the mayor, I'm in my final days as your city council member. like the mayor, my kids went to MS 51, both of them, and had John McEnany as a teacher and assistant principal Stanislaus, and we're so excited by the principal Neil Singh and all what you're leading, and played for hours and hours and hours on this place when it was not so great. And as the turf got created and as the playground came to be, just each time got better and better and better. And so the people who have been stewards of this community, we feel an enormous personal sense of real gratitude to. And like, all of the public investments are amazing. The ones that nurtured your family and your community feel really sacred to you. So I'm feeling a little emotional this morning. As the mayor said, this place is very special. We're at a pivot point in history. We're at a transition between administrations, and that's very significant. The peaceful transfer of power in a democracy, sadly, is not something that we know we can even take for granted. So we honor that moment. We think of it as critical to our democracy. Moving through this pandemic makes us reflect on what's critical and what kind of future we need to build. And we value the things in the past that got us here, but we also see the things in the past that have not served us well, and we imagine a future that is really even better than the one that we had, more equal, more democratic, more healthy, more sustainable. And this place is a powerful place to do it. The mayor gave you the history lesson on William Alexander, who led the Maryland 400 in this defense. George Washington called this battle an hour more fateful for the American democracy than any other. So it's a pretty powerful place to be, in which our democracy was preserved, and what Kim Mayer and the Old Stone House team have done in connecting us to that history and helping us see our place in it is really powerful. And that was hard to do 15 years ago when Kim and the mayor, then council members, started this, because the Old Stone House wasn't a place anyone wanted to go. This turf you're sitting on here was a giant pile of mud. The playground behind you wasn't one that anyone wanted to play on. The blacktop was good if you played stickball, but other than that, it wasn't a place that folks wanted to do too much on. And now we have this extraordinary treasure of the community that's delightful playground, great turf, incredible turf in the back. Piper does all that incredible theater there, and the Old Stone House is a place where you're connected to, and generations of young people learn that history. And then all of you that are MS 51 students get to go to William Alexander Middle School right next door and be connected to it. And I just want to pause here and say, I think one of the most powerful things, when people will look back on the de Blasio administration, they're going to say a lot of good things happened, the expansion of pre-K and a movement forward on affordable housing. But I do believe that they will look on the integration, the desegregation of the District 15 middle schools as one really important and powerful element of the de Blasio administration. Because when you look at the young people who are sitting here on this turf and think about who's going to that school and what it means that we faced up honestly to the segregation of our middle schools and said we want a different future where all our young people can learn together, and it is flourishing, it is really powerful. And I think it's one thing we just want to note and honor while we are sitting here with these MS 51 students. And as the mayor said, part of what got us here today is thinking about the future, because the Gowanus rezoning says, let's take responsibility for thinking about the future decades ahead. Folks who made this park were thinking about that. We have to think about it as well. And that's not always easy, because change can be hard. But if we want to think seriously about the future, we got to lean into it together and think, where will there be more affordable housing so more families can live here? And how do we contribute to strengthening the cleanup of that canal so it will be a place for diverse families in the future to thrive in this neighborhood and share public space? And that's what that rezoning is all about. And it's why the Old Stone House and the preservation of history and its connection to our future was such an important part of it. So I feel really grateful, like a lot of others here, to do it with this community, in partnership with Assemblymember Bobby Carroll, who's been just an extraordinary friend and partner to me, and someone I feel really grateful for working with. Mike Rassiopo and Community Board 6 were so strong visionaries and partners in the Gowanus rezoning. Very few other community boards said, let's roll up our sleeves and try to imagine a future, even if that means being willing to kind of lean into it. I love that our folks from the Park Slope Fifth Avenue bid are here, because the Park Slope Fifth Avenue open street is one of the great things of this pandemic. Thank you for it. Of course, our friends from MS51 are doing an incredible job. The Parks Department, I got to shout Marty Marr out too. This is and Old Stone House Board, and Kim, you have just done something incredible. So, Mr. Mayor, I feel like we are being good stewards of this democracy that the Maryland 400 fought for, and that so many people have worked to invest in. Thanks for all you have done. It's really an honor to have served with you.
All right, in a second, we're going to do a special presentation, but I want to say something. First of all, Brad mentioned the Park Slope Fifth Avenue bid. Can I tell you guys, in the warm months of this year, the outdoor dining and the energy and the action on Fifth Avenue is one of the most exciting and beautiful things I saw in all of New York City. Let's give them a round of applause. They did something amazing. And they did something amazing even though we were fighting back this huge challenge of this pandemic. And I think just the last thing I want to say to people is we have shown how important it is to stand by each other and to fight through this. And this next phase, we're all going to need to do that. I want to be really clear with everyone. It's going to be a tough few weeks, but it will only be a few weeks. Omicron has come on real fast, but it will be over soon. I am adamant, and I've had this conversation with Mayor-elect Adams. I know he feels the same way. We are not shutting down. We are not falling back. We're going to fight our way through this. So what we know works, what New Yorkers have done, is you went out and got vaccinated. So we need more people to get vaccinated. This is the key. And, okay, a show of hands here. Who still needs to get a booster? Raise your hand if you still need to get a booster. Okay, if you get a booster between now and December 31st, if you qualify, you get a $100 incentive between now and December 31st. And we could all... If you qualify, guys, you may not qualify yet, but I like your enthusiasm. But everybody, they're like, let's go now. Everybody get vaccinated now, get that booster now. The booster has a tremendously helpful impact fighting off Omicron. We keep getting vaccinated, we fight our way through the next few weeks, and then we move forward to our recovery. This is the spirit of this place. And we have shown the world something. This city has led this nation in vaccination, shown what it looks like to fight back and to create things like the open streets, the outdoor dining, all the things that have been so powerful in answering this crisis. This city's done it time and time again. And on Monday, we will start the most important, most aggressive vaccine mandate in the entire country for all private sector employees. And that's what's going to see us through. We are going to fight our way through this and then put the COVID era behind us. Who likes the idea of putting the COVID era behind us? We can do it. We can do it. So just like the soldiers who fought here fought and ultimately won that revolution, we are going to fight and win the war against COVID. But in the meantime, let's celebrate this place, the Old Stone House. Let's honor it by investing in it. Brad and Kim, come on up. Yes, that's good, Brad. Because it's such an important part of history and because it is so worthy, let's not make a small investment. Let's make a big investment. I present to you a check for $10,950,000 for the Old Stone House. Wait, turn to them.
Show me the money. I don't think that's what they mean when they say show me the money.
Congratulations, everyone. Kim, go right to the bank and cash that.